margin is a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2. His quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. Turns it on in midfield. Can anyone catch him? He's at the 10. Touchdown, Ducks! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching him.
And you can tell he trusts his big tight end. Airing the football way down the field, treating him like a wide receiver because you know he's going to go up, make the big play, get you in the end zone, score a touchdown.
He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
The lone back's got it. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. He's going to have enough to pick up the first down as they stop him at the 33-yard line.
This is an offense that really sees their identity as being able to run the football. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Use the play fake, now to throw. He turns it loose to the left. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Dude, 2 drives, 2 INTs. I don't know who the backup quarterback is, but I might start thinking about doing something there. Goodness gracious, keep turning the football over. Can't do it. Can't put your defense in a bad spot time after time.
Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Quickly to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. You always have to be aware of the running threat from the Oregon quarterbacks, but here getting business done through the air.
No doubt, Reese, because you're worried about his legs, the read game, all the stuff they can do. It opens up the passing attack, and I think when you've seen the Ducks teams throughout history, the ones that have enough balance to keep you off guard, keep you guessing, are the ones that are the best teams.
He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped. And now a chance to pull even as we get late here in the first half. Into the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Oregon.
Touchdown.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed a little bit in the first half, stayed calm. If this passing game can continue to heat up, look out in the second half.
And they did tack on the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. All tied up and just about set to kick it away. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
He makes the tackle at the 33 after a pickup of 5.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down. Understand the situation. Understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Looking to move it through the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's Singleton. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. And now on second down for this offense. These corners going to give these receivers some space. Looking downfield, it's Aller. Zings it complete to the right. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. It's a first down. They'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Offense up tempo. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
That's just a mental error. On defense, you got to watch the ball. I understand the quarterback shouting and he's clapping and there's all this crowd noise, but you just got to hone in, watch the football before you come out of your stance.
Out of the gun, looking to throw. Good timing on the quick out. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. Throw him to the spot, and that's exactly what he did to pick up the first down.
And that's so many hours of doing this together. You know exactly when he's going to break on that out route. You know what kind of speed he has because you've thrown it so many times. Nice rhythm and timing, and you could tell that was experience between receiver and quarterback.
And it's picked off for the 4th time today. Made the play on the pick, was hoping to make one on the return. He'll have to settle for letting the offense pay it off from the 26.
That QB might want to register as a 501c3. With the amount of donations he is making to the other team right now, interception number 4 now, putting his team in a bad position time and time again. We might want to start thinking about a change here.
I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
In football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback.
Man, that is how you get it done as a defense when you're playing cover 1. Like, you got the middle of the field safety, but everybody else is manning up. Nice job running with this guy, seeing the football, breaking on it, making the interception, making the big play for this defense.
The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. There's enough time left in the half here, David, to make something happen.
Dang right. I want to be aggressive. I'm not backed up in my own end. I can stay aggressive here. Try to get a field goal, Palmer. Try to get in range to get some kind of points before half.
Yeah, 2 biggest things are you got to protect the quarterback, and the QB cannot throw a pick here in this situation. If you do those 2 things, you got an opportunity here to steal some points.
He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Defense playing a bail technique. He's looking to throw it. Catch in the middle. It's Singleton. Runs through the tackle. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. And very important, not only to generate power, but to find his mark, a 49-yard try from the left. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And with that, they've taken the lead. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Quarterback checking the play. Looking for a man. It's Gabriel. Looking deep. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. So the first half has come to a close. We'll take a break and head over to the halftime show. The Ducks will kick it off to start the second half.
Number 36, set to kick this one away.
Let's see what he can get done from inside his own 15. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22.
First and 10.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They have the lead to start the third quarter, but I'd imagine ball security was a topic at halftime.
Yeah, and I think you take the lead and you try to stay optimistic with your team, but you also say, guys, if we had taken care of the football, this lead would be even bigger, and we might have already knocked them out already, Palmer.
It's just about eliminating the mistakes at this point. You're right. This thing would be over if they hadn't shot themselves in the foot. So ball security, that is at a premium as this game goes on.
Sometimes a quarterback just needs to turn the ball loose. It was like he tried to guide that one in, and it disrupted the timing.
Yeah, and just like in basketball, when you shoot a shot and you start trying to aim it, you really, really miss. You know, quarterbacks, they got to quickly be able to recognize, do I need to fire it? Do I need to put a little air underneath it? And it's just a tough thing for a quarterback to be able to do, but over time, you see they have less and less mishaps like that.
Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
You know, you start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a first down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need them.
He was not going to be denied, discarding tacklers, running behind his pads, and finally down at the 40.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
Motion from the offense. From the shotgun, the inside give. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Penn State.
The Nittany Lions are moving quickly down the field. Softened him up with a run, now to throw. That's caught, it's Singleton. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? We've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds.
You know, that's one as a quarterback. When you see all those defenders around your intended target like that, just throw it in the ground or throw it away. I mean, that's a completion that loses yards. You're just hurting your offense there.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Back to pass, it's Aller. Feeling some heat. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And he makes the catch inside the 25. How about that one? 4th and forever, and he just turned one loose and fired it for the first down.
Man, does that sting defensively. You get him in the perfect situation. You know they're going to pass the football. You play the ball deep, and you give up a deep pass. That is a back-breaking play.
The Nittany Lions will snap it on 1st and 10. The back goes in motion. Going up top on 1st down. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. Coming after it. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
They run into a bit of trouble here. 3rd and long from the 25, and the last thing they want is to get knocked out of field goal range. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop.
4th down.
Corners are going to bail. And that makes 5 interceptions in this one. The nightmare is alive. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business. They are pinned deep, and this crowd is letting them have it. That's reeled in. It's James. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
Out of the gun, the running back has it. What a nifty run there to pick up the 1st down.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Quickly out to the tight end. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job for him.
Looking for a huge play. And he makes the catch inside the 20. Touchdown Ducks! And that one will put him up here in the 2nd half.
Number 7.
Well, as a defense, you know you're going to see the go-route, especially against this guy. He does it to defenses, it seems, every single week, and so they're not able to get back deep enough. They get run by, he makes the catch, and then runs it into the end zone. They're going to have to change up their coverage and get some safety help up over the top because this guy's speed is a problem.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and they have a 28-24 lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they find pay dirt from way out, covering 69 yards on the touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Singleton. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19.
1st and 10.
The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half.
Timeout, Penn State.
Line gets set, 1st down. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Setting up the screen. And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. He'll try to do it himself. What a good run there. He has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. And he is stopped for no gain, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Oregon, 28. Penn State, 24.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Back to throw, it's Allard. They're setting up the screen. Really good pickup on 2nd down there. Leaves them with 3rd and 2. And the Nittany Lions headed quickly to the line. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Breaks the tackle. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. They're going to ride this running back. At the 40, there he goes. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll try to pop the draw. And that's a very productive first down play of bringing up 2nd and 3. The offense in hurry-up mode. It's a draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. So first down didn't exactly go according to plan. Let's see what they can dial up on 2nd down.
Reese, I got him right where I want him, okay? I'm going to throw the football. Now I can get back in shotgun. Let's forget the running game stuff. We're going to play a little pitch and catch and see how good that secondary is.
It's a bad sign on offense when you have that many people running free at your running back. That means guys up front aren't getting their blocks. Just too many hats getting to the ball carrier. I love his effort, making multiple guys miss, but still, it's a negative play.
Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28.
And 3rd and long, and the offense goes with a little play action. I don't know why the threat of the run. I'm not scared by that. You can tell the defense doesn't honor it, doesn't buy it, flies by the line, gets to the quarterback.
Going for it all. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
And that's such a good job by this defense. This offense is trying to find a spark, trying to get back in this football game. They're trying to be aggressive. The defense answers, and now you've put your offense in a beautiful position to go out, execute a really good drive, and put a little distance between the other squad.
6-yard pickup on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Fires to the big fella. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it one high safety? Is it two high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. They'll go back to work after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 36. Pulls it in. It's Johnson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. They have the lead in a 1-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Let's go. Talk about leaving the door open. Yes, please. You think they might run the clock out, run the football consistently? No, sir. They put it in the air. We forced the interception. Great job by the defense. When they needed it the most, they came through.
Corner's going to give them room. They'll throw it on 1st down. Trying to make magic with his feet. At the 35, he's open. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
Man, these are killers, right? Late in the game, in the 4th quarter, you're getting to the quarterback, but he does such a great job scrambling around. When you do this, you get extra 1st downs. You start to wear those defensive linemen out. So late in the game, this could pay off. Great job getting the 1st down.
Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44. That big pickup on what they call the drag route, but if you hit it on time, you can hit the turbo boosters.
And you've got to be accurate on the throw too, Reese. Nice job by the QB there, putting it out in front of his receiver to make an easy catch and then advance it.
Using his legs, it's Singleton. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Man, I think that call will leave people scratching their head. You know, you're down a possession. You got to go make something happen. The clock is ticking. Like, we got to take some shots down the field, or we got to get our butts out of bounds after we make those catches.
And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. The clock is relentlessly working against them. Down 4. They'll go for it on 4th down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
And this offense does not come up big. Man, you needed that 1st down. And listen, the communication with this offense and the execution has left a little bit to be desired, and especially in a big moment right here when you had to have a score and you had to have the 4th down conversion.
Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. 1st down here for the offense. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And he used that spin move to... cycle and gain extra yardage.
Man, that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
It's one thing to execute early in the game. tight ball game right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up and then, heck, I got the win.